Ciao belli! And finally we are in Bari, the capital of Puglia, my region. Bari is a big city for our standards. It's more or less 350,000 inhabitants plus much more people in the metropolitan area. It is a great port, a great merchant city, and it is right on the Adriatic Sea. Because there are many interesting buildings, I will tell you only a few information about some of them. And I hope I can intrigue you enough to come here and to visit Bari, the capital. The red building behind me is the most iconic theatre of Bari, the Petruzzelli Theatre. It was created in 1903 by the Petruzzelli family. They were merchants and they were ship owners from the northeast of Italy, from the area of Trieste. And they found an agreement with the city of Bari. They said, listen up, we are going to build the theatre, we are going to build it at our own expenses. However, you have to guarantee us that no other theatre will be on the land of Bari. Remember this agreement because later on I have to tell you something. The theatre itself, when it was built, could host more or less 2,200 spectators. I mean, a lot of people. And it was very modern. Got electricity, central heating, and all the internal decoration was made with gold leaves. Absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately, the theatre was destroyed completely by a fire in 1991. And for 18 years, the city of Bari got no theatre. Whatever is linked with bureaucracy in Italy takes ages. But the good news is that the theatre is now rebuilt exactly like it was. And in its history, just to tell you a few names, got Liza Minnelli, Luciano Pavarotti, Rudolf Nureyev. If you have the chance, this is a place you must see. Do you remember the agreement between the family Petruccelli and the city of Bari? We are going to build the theatre at our own expenses, but no other theatres will ever built on the land of Bari. This one was the agreement, right? After a few years, another theatre was built in Bari. How it is possible? I'll tell you why. Because we are Italians. So, another theatre was built, but not on the land of Bari, but on the water of Bari, right in the port. It was a small theatre made in wood and it was dedicated to variety show, while the Petruccelli was dedicated to concert and opera. We don't know how, a couple of years later, the wooden theatre was destroyed by a fire. But then the city of Bari decided to build another one called Teatro Margherita that is still built on water and it is behind me. Disclaimer, today it doesn't work as a theatre anymore. It is a contemporary art museum. So if you love art, this is a great spot for you. The imposing building behind me, it is the so-called Castello Svevo, the Swabian Castle of Bari. Apparently it was built in 1132 by the Norman king Roger II, then it was destroyed, and then it was rebuilt again by Frederick II. Today hosted temporary exhibition. It is really cool because it's partially surrounded by the moat, and the access to the castle is through a bridge that is behind me. If you have time, pop in because it's really cool. What about the imposing building behind me? But this is the most important church of Bari. It's the Basilica of San Nìcola, La Basilica di San Nìcola. Every time you hear the word Basilica, it means it's not just a normal church, but it is a special one. It is a church with a very important status given by the Vatican, okay? This church, it is important both for Roman Catholic people and the Greek Orthodox one, because both of them, they venerate St. Nicholas and they come here to pray the saint. What about the decoration? Remember, it was built in the 11th century. The church, it is very plain. The main decoration is around the entrances, around the windows, and there are some kind of blind arches that you can see at the edge of the church all around the perimeter. According to tradition, inside the church we have the relics of St. Nicholas. We were lucky enough to enter in the church. This church is divided into three main naves. If you look, there are columns that support the roof. All these columns, in Italian we say they are di spoglio, they are recycled from other buildings, okay? The ceiling is much more recent because it's a Baroque style and it is 17th century, okay? On the main altar, there is a ciborio. that is a canopy on top of the altar, is considered the oldest of Puglia, date back to 1150. And now it is time for, let's say, a snack. Let's go. After the tour, we need a break. We are in front of the oldest bakery of Bari called Panificio Fiore, and this is the typical Focaccia Barese. Crunchy outside, soft inside. It's made with no cheese, only fresh tomatoes, great Apulian extra virgin olive oil and olives and some oregano. It's gorgeous. You should try it. Boiling hot. We are in the historical center of Bari, and Miss Maria, buonasera, she's making sgagliozze, deep-fried polenta slice.
Sgagliozze da Maria.
Sgagliozze da Maria, she make it, and mette sale o zucchero?
Sale.
With salt, so it is a savory snack. It is delicious. Sì, basta. You know, Italians, we always think about food. Here in Bari, there is an entire street where local ladies prepare pasta, ear-shaped orecchiette, directly on the street, and people can buy it. Here we have two ladies, Nunzia and
buongiorno.
Franca, buongiorno, and they are making pasta. Look how fast they are. This is the shape of the pasta. It looks like a little ear, orecchiette, and this one is a special kind of grain. It's called grano arzo. Then there are other ones, there are different shapes. The small one you can prepare with la ricetta tipica è con le cime di rapa, no?
Con le cime,
ma è invernale.
In questa stagione c'è il
basilico e pomodoro.
rucola e il pomodorino che ti fa un sughetto
che è la fine del mondo.
Certo.
Winter time we do with cime di rapa could be translated as a broccoli rab, but in summertime that we don't have, of course, the cime di rapa we do with suggestion of Nunzia, with tomatoes, with arugula, extra virgin olive oil for a perfect first course. You can't leave Bari without your orecchiette pasta freshly made. So I'm gonna take one.
Come si può venire a Bari e non acquistare le orecchiette?
Come si può?
E state buoni!
State buoni. Goodbye. Ciao.